Hi, this is Kastel with WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, and we're here with Jazz and Cocktails, and it's Tuesday evening, and it's August the 14th, and I'm here with Jonathan Scott of the Morning Blend, and also Bill Payne, and he has a show this weekend, and it's called Rogers and Hart in Hammerstein. And it's going to be Saturday and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. at the Sun and Coast. So I just wanted to do a little wrap-up here about what we just had on our show. Bill, we were talking about your show and how you've had a long history of working with Clint Holmes, and he's been a ranger and singer and classically trained.
Yeah, I wanted to say something to figure out what I really do. I've just been doing so many different things, but I love it.
Hi, this is Kastel with WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, and we're here with Jazz and Cocktails, and it's Tuesday evening, and it's August the 14th, and I'm here with Jonathan Scott of the Morning Blend, and also Bill Payne, and he Hi, this is Kastel with WIMA, Women in Music and Arts, and we're here with Jazz and Cocktails, and it's Tuesday evening, and it's August the 14th, and I'm here with Jonathan Scott of the Morning Blend, and also Bill Payne, and he has a show this weekend, and it's called Rogers and Hart in Hammerstein. And it's going to be Saturday and Sunday at 7:30 p.m. at the Sun and Coast. So I just wanted to do a little wrap-up here about what we just had on our show. Bill, we were talking about your show and how you've had a long history of working with Clint Holmes, and he's been a ranger and singer and classically trained.
Yeah, I wanted to say something to figure out what I really do. I've just been doing so many different things, but I love it all. Yeah, Clint and I worked together for 34 years, and but now I'm doing a lot of musical theater, which I just love.
And you also have a tenor show, the
Voice is Three. Yeah, my singing group.
Yeah.
We do a bunch of cruises every year and work here in town a couple of times. And that's really fun with my buddies Teddy Davey and Chris Coyne.
Yeah, and you also do a lot of charity work, too. I was in a Christmas show with you a couple years ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was for, what, did I produce that?
No. You weren't there.
No, but yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier, I mean, passing it on, and you know, the fact that we're blessed to be able to give back.
Right.
You know, it's nothing's more important.
And you had a lot of opportunities. You got scholarship, or you got an offer to go into the Juilliard and different schools that you said that you didn't have a scholarship.
I didn't have scholarships and couldn't afford to go to Juilliard, and it was a blessing because I ended up going to Fredonia State University in New York, near Buffalo, New York, and becoming an opera singer and kind of digging into that totally different world, and really learned a lot about the strange thing. I sang opera, and I also played in the jazz band. So.
And you talked about the combination of using the different styles together, blending them all together, and working with different artists, and composing different songs and writing different shows for different people.
Yeah, I love combining classical and jazz and opera and theater and kind of mixing it all together.
In fact, we even played some songs that were a little mix of that. We had a Patty Austin song that we played from the cool. West Side Story. And then Jonathan, well, you're just falling asleep over here. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. I always thought Fredonia was a made-up city in the Marx Brothers.
It is. That was the name in the Marx Brothers movie, Fredonia.
It was a real city.
But it was a real city in New York.
Hail, hail, Fredonia.
It's a charming little city.
Do you have a question? Do you have a question?
For you, yes.
Yes.
I mean,
For
you know, you started out, you play guitar, which we didn't even really touch on the radio show, but you play guitar, and you're producing shows, all kinds of shows. You have, what, 400 websites you told me about?
I do. I do.
And you're working on Miles Davis tribute. Yeah, and you talked about going to the Hollywood Bowl and being there and
Is there a question on your somewhere?
Yeah.
What's
I
the
want you to
question
just
first?
go and tell and continue.
What's the question first?
picture of your little...
You know, see why I need a woman around me.
Yeah, right.
Fix my collar, fix my hanky. Still, you can't rest on your laurels or anything that you've done in the past, because the old adage is you're only as good as your next show. Bill, I'm sure would agree, you'd agree, you always keep moving.
Right.
So again, I love living here because of the talent pool just being so wonderful, and we have so many friends in common, and Dominic Allen is one of them. Lucky enough to be producing a show with Dominic Allen from Warner and Denny Lane, who I haven't met yet, one of the founders of the Moody Blues, and one of the original starters from Paul McCartney and Wings. And that's going to be September 20-something at the LVH Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas. And that's going to be fun, and all across the board, you do where things that you wouldn't necessarily do because of the art, but you do them because of the money. I mean, I'm producing a show with 100 reality stars. September 21st at Rumor. And it's interesting because we talked about technology. Each one of these actors has 100,000 followers on Twitter and Facebook.
Oh my God.
And with 100, that's over 1 million eyeballs. So the face of technology is changing broadcasting.
Right.
I mean, now with social media, it becomes so important. You could put your program and your music and your songs out on social media. Everybody could be a producer. So it's really changed the dynamic of everything.
Right. And the whole crux of this is we're all getting together with Women in Music and Arts, and Women in Music and Arts is a dynamic group of women that have come together who are both in the literary, visual, and performing arts, and what we're trying to do is give scholarships, we're doing community outreach, and we're also bringing artists together and supporting them in what they're doing, and trying to do events like Broadway showcases, songwriter showcases, and we hope you all come out and listen to us when we do our events, and check us out on WIMAfoundation.org, which is on the website, which is online, and we have YouTube, Twitter, and you can follow us on Facebook. And
I just think it's wonderful to be doing this.
Thank you.
I think it's great.
Thank you. It's so good to have both of you here because I've been a big fan for a long time of both of you.
Yeah, so much fun.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of fun. See you next week.